Hey there, Scorpio. How's it going? Hope everything's going good with you and yours. Welcome to your May 9th. Oh, we got two there. Your May 9th weekly reading. We're going to be looking at your oracle cards here. We're also going to look at your past, present, and future energy, as well as some clarifiers for all that. Hopefully this is all resonating with you, but it may not. Of course, it is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you, or only parts of it resonate with you, hoping for something cool there, but we still got something pretty neat for you there. But if it doesn't resonate with you, or parts of it don't resonate with you, don't worry about it. Just take the stuff that does. Leave the rest here. We're going to be, like I say, looking at your past, present, future, clarifying all that. Yesterday, you may have missed it, I uploaded an update for the channel. Just taking a break with the upcoming week readings, so it's going to be the week of the 17th. Those are just not going to be posting that week because life has been hammering me hard this year, unfortunately. Lots of challenges. Lots and lots of challenges, and unfortunately it's been running my physical, spiritual, and emotional batteries quite low. So just taking a break for a week, and then we'll be right back at it. So hopefully everything's going to be going good. Hopefully I'll be back more chipper than ever. So we're starting things off. We got the Lion Spirit and the Rhino Spirit here. I say this is interesting. I was starting things off. We had the Moon, the Chariot here, and I thought we would get you, but you showed up a little later here. Journey, you little punk. Oh, you're so heavy. Oh, you're so sweet though. so heavy. Such a chunky boy. Oh, so sweet. Take these cards from you, where you knock them all off the table. But we had the Moon, Chariot here, which are Pisces and Cancer's cards, which are the water signs. I was thinking you might have showed up here, but you showed up a little later on in your reading, which is great too. It's interesting that you have the Chariot lined up with the Lion Spirit here, because Cancer, which is the Chariot's card, also had the Lion Spirit in their reading. So you may want to go give their reading a checking out. And it's interesting too, because you were in Pisces reading, and also Pisces showed up twice in Cancer. So all three of you water signs seem to be kind of interconnected this week. So maybe go give those a checking out, especially if you have one of those two signs in your chart here. But the Lion Spirit and the Rhino Spirit saying, be generous of spirit, you can overcome any obstacle here. This is just saying, like, you need to be more generous with your spiritual energies here, maybe putting faith in spirit here, as well as just kind of your spiritual energies. Like, I'm kind of going on a little bit of a break here, trying to be generous to my spirit, instead of letting it wear thin here. So that might be something you may be needing to do as well. Get out and, as the kids say, touch some grass, as I've been hearing kids say nowadays. So it could be something along those lines, maybe just getting out in nature and kind of enjoying that and kind of recharging that way. With the Rhino Spirit here too, just saying you can overcome any obstacle. Just saying, like, you're facing these challenges, you can overcome them. It's just a matter of how will you do it, how will you rise to the occasion. If you even need to rise, if it's just a simple matter of finding a way around it, right? So let's look at your past energy here. We got the Moon, the Chariot, and the Four Cups, as we were mentioning briefly there before. Journey, you little bugger. You little bugger. I would say a meaner word to you. We'll wait till the cameras are off before I say that. But we got cards popping up all over the place here. But we got the Moon, the Chariot, and the Four Cups here. Really nice reading with these cards. The Moon is about knowing your path, knowing where you're going in life. Also can be a card of not necessarily knowing all things here in your future as well. Is a card of kind of partial illumination. So I got a little bit of that going on in your life right now, or at least in your recent past, where maybe you don't necessarily know if this is the right path for you, don't know what you're going for. Maybe even just realizing with the Chariot here that where you're at now isn't, or where you have been, like where you've been recently, isn't where you want to be. Isn't like, what's here isn't what you want, because the Chariot, you can see here, the person riding the Chariot is moving on into the future, right? There's a castle behind them, and he's moving out because he's saying, like, well, moving out, maybe you are moving out, maybe you're moving out of an apartment or a home or something. You realize, well, that's not where I want to be. But he's the card of, like, moving on, right? He knows the city behind him doesn't hold what he wants, so he's moving out. He's going to explore and find out where it is, right? And of course we can't see it, but it is out there somewhere. Interestingly enough, on his shoulder pads, he has moons on his shoulders as well. So again, there's the moon reappearing. Ah, man, I wish I had made that point in Cancer's reading. He has 2 moons on his shoulders, and was 2 moons in Cancer's reading too. Oh my lord. Go give that reading a checking out. I'm telling you, there might be something in there for you. But we also have the 4 cups here too, which is kind of saying, like, again, I feel like you're not accepting offers at this time, or you haven't been accepting offers because you don't know what you want, right? You're kind of just like a little, like, kind of one of those things where, like, people are, how about this? How about that? How about this thing? You know, or the universe or spirit is trying to offer you something. You're just like, I don't think I really want that even, right? And it's like, maybe you got to go out and go on a little bit of self-discovery here, right? And figure some things out. So let's get some clarifiers rolling here. See what we got going on for you. Clarifying the moon, we have the 9 of Wands. So yeah, a little defensive here at this time, especially when it comes to knowing your path. Maybe a little too cautious, not taking any risks. Well, not too cautious, but you're just kind of afraid to take risks at this time. World seems scary, especially when there's skulls on fire on top of the wall here. Kind of looking back at you, it's like, oh geez, I don't know if I want to go over there. Clarifying the Chariot as well. We have Judgment here. So yeah, commitment to, like, taking off, a commitment to finding your new whatever it may be, right? This just might be a week for you, or the future here for you might just be discovering things for yourself, living a little, right? Having some fun, you know, maybe getting in tune with yourself here. And clarifying that 4 cups. We've got the Lovers here as well. So maybe for a lot of you out there, it might just be a simple matter of learning to love yourself. Like we were talking about the lion spirit, which the beast here kind of, I don't know, he kind of reminds me of a lion in a way. Just that's kind of how I'm seeing him here myself. Just a big cat-like creature anyway. But for some of those, it might be like love in that regard, like love for yourself, you know, trying to discover like more ways to love yourself, get your head out of the gutter. Or it just could be saying, like, trying to discover what kind of a person you want in your life. Like when it comes to love, when it comes to a romantic sense, is like, what kind of a person do you want, right? Like, is it going to be this kind of a person, that kind of a person, right? Like, who is the person who I would, you know, identify as, like, this would be who my special someone would be if they had all these qualities, right? So I like that. In your present energy, we got the High Priestess, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles here. Really interesting. Again, there's kind of like this, again, an offer coming in with that Ace of Pentacles as well. Interesting enough, also on the bottom row with the 4 of Cups too. So again, another offer maybe coming in for you here. But I feel like with this, it's a little, it's not, that's interesting too, because we have the 4 Cups, or the 4 Pentacles and the 4 Cups. Both are kind of cards where you're kind of obsessing over one thing. So again, this offer's kind of coming in with the Ace of Pentacles, and we got the 4 Pentacles saying, like, we're kind of obsessed over this one thing here. So you may not be, again, receptive to those. So may not be receptive to certain offers or certain from the universe or whoever, because you're kind of obsessed again over something, like a particular facet of something here. Again, could be love, could be just something you put a lot of value on here with that 4 of Pentacles, like maybe, like, again, traits or qualities in a loved one or a partner, or just on traits or qualities of yourself. Maybe you're like, well, this is what defines me. And so when someone's offering you up a new angle on that, or a new look or something, you're kind of being like, no, because this is how it should be, because this is how I want it to be, that kind of thing here. So it could be something along those lines. We also have the High Priestess here, which I feel like overall of this is just saying, like, things come and go in cycles, right? Interesting enough, the moon is all over your reading here, Scorpio. The guy on the Chariot has 2 moons on his shoulder pads. We have the moon. The High Priestess here, she also has her crown represents the moon, as well as the moon at her feet here too. So lots of moons in your reading. Nighttime might be something, maybe phases of the moon is something you should be keeping an eye on here at this time. Or when we have, like, new moons and whatever. I don't know where where we're at. I'm so bad with like astrology too. People are like, we're in a retrograde. I'm like, how do you know this? You know, I have no idea how you figure this stuff out. But with the High Priestess here, just things come and go in cycles, right? Things like, you know, so, you know, you may be thinking you're obsessed because over this one particular angle of something in your life, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. Maybe as you get older, or maybe here in the future, you might be opening your mind up to more possibilities and thinking, well, no, actually, like, you know, it was kind of, you know, like the kids say, cringe, you know, that I was behaving that way before. Or you might be saying like, well, that was cool and all, but, you know, it's time to move on from that because this side or the other. It's like, maybe I was going about this the wrong way, and if I go about it this way, actually things will work out way better for me. So I like that a lot, Scorpio. So let's look at some clarifiers. Let's see what this Ace of Pentacles is. See if we can maybe figure out what this offer might be. Oh, we got a flipper. Ooh. We got the Seven of Cups, so maybe lots of offers coming in, right? Like we're talking about that four cups. Like I remember saying, like, you know, maybe it's gonna be like offering you this, offering you that, just like seeing if anything will stick. I feel like maybe a lot of offers are gonna be coming your way, and it's still gonna be kind of, again, you're not just receptive to it, it feels like. Let's clarify that Four of Pentacles. Maybe see what you might be obsessing over potentially. Eight of Cups, maybe moving on here. I feel like that's just more or less saying like moving on from that obsession, right? It's kind of moving on from that idea of like, it has to be like this, or it has to be like, you know, this is the only way we're seeing things, right? You got to move on, find better out there, right? Because we're going from the 7 to the 8, you know, eventually when I hit the 10, so we got to move on, right? We got to keep going forward here. And the High Priestess, what do we got clarifying the High Priestess? We got the Hanged Man. So yeah, a new perspective for sure. Like things come and go. Like I say, like I was saying there just a minute ago, you know, things come and go in cycles, right? You know, you might be looking at something a few years from now and say, well, that's not really, you know, that was a silly thing or a silly idea. Or maybe in a few weeks or a month or something, you'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe there was something to that. Maybe I should try a different look or a different approach here. So I'm liking that. And in your future, of course, as I talked about earlier on, we have the Death card, which is your card, Scorpio. So in the future, you're looking strong. That's great. The Death card represents a cycle coming to an end as well. So again, that change of perspective, this sort of cycle, this change up here that's going on here with you is coming to a head in the future for sure with the Death card. With the Empress here and the Nine of Swords as well, that's looking great with that Empress, like abundance, like you're just drawing in abundance because of this change, because of this cycle ending here. You're ending up in a way better position, a way more abundant, receptive, open position. I love that. And with this Nine of Swords here too, just saying you're going to be in a good spot. Don't let the negativity kind of get to you, right? Because you might be thinking, oh, I'm making a mistake, or maybe I should just go back to where I was. That's just the fear and doubts that everyone has. So don't worry about that. Just focus on the positive and focus on making the best of what you have coming for you. So let's get some last little bit of clarifiers going on here. Let's start with the Death card. See what we got for you. Clarifying Death, we have the Five of Swords. So you're heading towards a good change. You know, here you may feel like things are a little unfair. You may feel like, you know, why do I have to change? You know, the world should change or something. But ultimately, it's for the better, right? This change is going to be for the good, right? And that's often what a lot of people, myself included, we do when it comes to change. You fight it and fight it and fight it, right? Because that's, you don't want to move on out of your comfort zone, especially if it's something that has worked so well for you before, right? You don't want to change. You don't want to mess with a good thing, right? Empress, clarifying the Empress, we have the Two of Wands here, so heading towards stability, heading towards positivity, heading towards a situation where you have like the world in your hands, and you have all these options in front of you, especially with the Empress there too, all that abundance as well. Beautiful. And clarifying this Nine of Swords, what do we have? Got the Six of Swords. You're heading towards more calm, cool, collected waters, new lands, new experiences for sure. Don't worry that the waters are a little rocky. That's what it is. And change is that. It's a little rocky, it's a little, you know, jarring at first, but eventually we do move into a positive way. So hope that helped you out, Scorpio. Hope that resonated with you. If you want to help out the channel, leaving a like down below, leaving a comment down below, sharing the video, checking out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too, and subscribing if you want to stick around and are new to the channel. So I hope to see you again, and I will check you out, or you'll check me out, or we'll be hanging out together next time, Scorpio.